body. Sorry.
Hey.
That is the second time today Alessia has caught me like singing and shit before my FaceTime. Does anyone do that? Do you do that? Like, do you like make faces at the camera before you go live, or is that just?
No, I do that too. Yeah, before I FaceTime, yeah, I do that all the time. They always answer at the worst time, the wrong time.
And you're just like, hello.
You look cute. You're always cute.
You look cute. Alessia
is my shirt for you.
Mate. Huh?
I changed my shirt for you, and I put my hair down for this occasion. But yeah, we're label mates.
We're label mates. Do you remember meeting me? I met you one time. Do you remember meeting me you remember when we first met? The first time we met?
I think so. Was it at the Def Jam, like that Def Jam showcase?
Are you ready? I don't know if you're going to remember this. When we first met, we met at the Barclays Center in New York.
Oh, was it for the title thing?
Title thing.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the first time. Huh?
That was 2015, right?
Yeah, that was 2015. And that's when we first met. And I was like, I love her. But I was too shy to tell you how much I loved you at the time.
Why?
In my room. I don't know, because I'm shy too, bro. People don't know that about me. Like, I'm very shy.
Wow, you don't seem shy. I get so shy. I'm like so intimidated by everybody. I get so scared. But you don't look shy.
No, I be shy. I'm a Cancer, like you. We're Cancer gang.
We are.
So,
I didn't know that till today.
Alessia.
Yes.
You have one of those voices that is so diverse. And I love people that can make any song their own. And I feel like I saw you on YouTube and you were doing like, it was like a funny video of like you doing like hella impersonations.
Oh my God, yeah.
But people don't realize like that shit requires skill. Like that means that you are a skilled singer if you are able to do those kinds of like impersonations, because everybody has different breath patterns. Everybody has different like what's the word, like tones that they reach in their voice. So to be able to impersonate people well is a very like telling on your skill for singing, like, and your hours, the 10,000 hours, right?
Thank you. Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, like, it just comes from, like, I'm, like, such a, like, music fan first. I love just, like, the idea of, like, learning how people do what they do. Because I'm just obsessed with, like, tone. And so it's always just been, like, one of my favorite things to, like, just really listen hard, like, on how somebody sings and, like, try to do it. You know, because like you said, I feel like it does make you better when you can learn the different techniques. It's like, okay, so that's how you make your voice sound like this, and that's how you do this, and this is how they pronounce this word. I'm just like such a like
musician.
Yeah, like, or like just music geek. Like I love learning that stuff. Like I don't know if I'm good at it. I just enjoy it. I think it's so fun.
No, you are though. And the thing is that I love too is like I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. I'm very like music geek. I want to know how she, like, this person just did that, or how this person just did that. And I feel like there are not a lot of people who are musical and in mainstream. There are a lot of people who are, but there's also not a lot of people who are. Okay, let me put it that way. Yeah. So I really fuck with the fact that you are musical.
Thank
but
you.
I wanted to know if your love for singing came first and writing was a byproduct of that, or if your love for writing came first and singing was a byproduct of that.
Good question. Well, for me, I think music, like singing, came first for me. But I always felt like when I was a kid, like I just grew up like assuming that everybody wrote their own songs. Like I just thought that like whoever sings a song wrote it. So it was always like my dream to learn how to be a good songwriter too. I just didn't know where to start. So for me, like singing came first, and then I think I got a guitar, like my first guitar when I was like 10, and then didn't start playing it till a few years later. And then once I learned like 3 chords, and I was like, okay, let me try to learn how to write. Like I wasn't like writing songs super young. Like I started about like 12, 13 to like really, you know, write,
Right.
take it
Right.
seriously.
I feel that, bro. I played the same power chords. Actually, let me not even fucking lie. I still play the same fucking power chords I learned when I was 14.
Yeah, but you don't need, the truth is like simplicity. You don't need all that crazy shit. You just like, as long as you know like your, you know, the ones that you feel comfortable with. Like I use the same stuff too. I have like my favorite chords that I use, and I feel like it doesn't matter.
No, you could write a million songs to the same chords.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people do. Like pop music is like essentially like, maybe not so much anymore, but there was a period of time where it was like the same 4 chords. Like, you know, you have like D, G, E minor, like those typical chords. I mean, now it's different. Now like genres sort of spread out. It's not so much the same anymore. But,
Yeah. Two questions, and they're kind of associated with each other, but I want to know what you're out here chasing your dreams, right? And we're in the industry, and we started young as fuck in this chasing our dreams journey. And you know, there's a lot of people who want to develop the courage to do so and to walk in their dreams. So I have 2 questions. One of them is, what is the most difficult part of being a girl chasing her dream?
Well, I think there are, I mean, a lot of difficult parts about being a girl, especially a young girl. I think one of the difficulties I've had is asserting myself when it came to like my work and what I do and like every aspect. Like I've gotten so much like shit about like the way that I look all the time, the way that I dress, the way I choose to present myself. And so like having to sit in a room with a bunch of people that are very intimidating, or like not even sit in a room, I mean even just online, like having to do that and assert yourself and show people that you know what you're talking about and that you know yourself more than anybody else does. It's challenging because then people like will always, you know, like call you names or call you a diva or call you, you know, it's like it's so hard to like be a boss without having that negative connotation when you're a woman, and that's just the way it is. Like it's the truth. It's not always that way, but like for me, I've just always had a hard time like saying no and not sounding mean or feeling like I was sounding mean if I said no, this is how I want to do things. So I find like we all kind of share that as young women, just like asserting ourselves and having to like be ourselves in spite of all of the nonsense, you know, in the way that we look, in the ways that we sing. It's like so much comparison, and you kind of always have to, I think as a woman, like feel like you got to be extraordinary in order to be heard. Like men don't really need to do that. They're, like it's like we just always have to like set this bar as women. Like we have to be extraordinary if we want to be heard. And it's like, why? Like I just don't see that a lot with men. So that's always so hard, like for me, or what I've found. If that makes any sense. I don't know if
it definitely makes sense, sis, and I think a lot of people can relate to you. Now I want to ask you what the most, so we always talk about the struggle, and I told the people that we were talking about the struggle, so that was a little bit of the struggle. But this shit is still lit and popping, and I'm curious to know what the most liberating part for you is of being a girl chasing her dream.
Sweet. That's so good. I'm so glad you're asking that. You were saying earlier, like, we always talk about the struggle, but at the end of the day, like, we're living our dream, and that's like such a
blessing,
beautiful thing. It really is a blessing. It's like, you know, I that's never lost on me any time. But I think the most liberating thing is like, with all that stuff I just said, like doing it anyway in spite of that. You know, I think once you overcome that, and once you like do what you knew in your heart that you could do in spite of like all the, you know, opinions and all that, it's a really, really beautiful feeling to like make it out on the other side and be like, oh, I knew I was right, or like I knew I could do it. Because there's so much doubt that comes with being not only a woman but like a songwriter and putting your heart out into something. It's a very vulnerable and sensitive thing, and it's so easy for me to like shut off and be like if there's one like negative comment, I'm always gonna be like, oh, I just doubt myself so much.
I know, I relate.
I suck. I'm always like, that's it, I suck, I'm quitting, it means that I'm terrible. And so like, you know, just like seeing something turn out the way that you'd hope it would, in spite of all of that other stuff, is like, it's really good just like making it out.
Sis, I relate, and I'm gonna mention a story that now that you just said that just sparked up in my head when you said that, and because I feel like it would be inspiring. I remember growing up, for me, I was a little bit rebellious, I was a little bit rebellious in my teenage years and shit. And I remember I had a lot of people around me telling me like, oh, you know, you can't make your dreams come true. I had a hard time in high school. I didn't really show up, all this drama, whatever. Then finally, once I graduated and I decided that I wanted to move to LA, I had everyone hit me up trying to convince me, don't move to LA, don't move to LA. Like, you're going to F it up. Like, don't do it. Like, go to college, go to community college, do this, do that. And by the way, this is not me telling y'all not to go to college, so don't even try to blame me for this shit.
I know, I didn't either.
Yeah. No one here said don't go to college.
Yeah,
like, go to school.
Don't. Exactly.
No, I'm telling you my story, and she has nothing to do with my story. But my story is that once I was on the plane, once I got on that plane, and I was 19 or whatever, I got on the plane. Obviously, guys, take precaution, all right? I'm not going to say this anymore. But I remember feeling in my heart, like when I fell asleep and I woke up like an hour into LA, like we had almost hit LA. And I opened up the window and I looked out the window, and it's the first time, because I wasn't really on the West Coast like that. I'd never really been on the West Coast like that. I saw all this sand, like desert, right? And I looked out the window and I was like, I really just did this shit. I really just did this shit. And when I was in LAX, whatever, got my bags and shit, I was like, fuck, man, this feels good. Like, it feels good. Like, all that turmoil, all that shit of people telling me you can't do it, you're not gonna, like, when you actually move, what I'm saying is when you move, listening to your intuition, listening to the answer that is right for you, that you feel like is right for you, and you stand firm in that and you assert yourself, right? And you're like, nah, actually, I'm going to do this because this feels right to me.
Yeah.
And before that, you have all these like emotional conflicting feelings and all this fear and all this stuff. But once you make that decision and it's done,
and
the decision is made, you like, wait, I can actually do whatever the fuck I want.
I know. It is. It's such a liberating feeling. It's just so, because it's up to you. Like, I mean, of course it takes a village or whatever, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, it's up to you who you are and who you want to be. You know, we always like say it's not or think it's not, but at the end of the day, it really, really is. And it's so nice when you're not wrong about it, because you could doubt yourself so many times. And I've had that experience too. Like, I grew up in a very traditional Italian family who like knows nothing about the industry. Like, they don't know about this whole thing. And so it was a lot of like, you know, go be a doctor. What are you doing? Like, you're never going to make this. Like, it's 1 in a million. And when it happens, it's just a really, really nice feeling. And I think it's so great. And I had that same experience about going to LA too, because I had never been on the West Coast. I'd barely like been outside of Canada and like Italy. So like seeing that sand too. And I remember like I put my feet in the water once I got there. I went to like Venice Beach. It was such a beautiful feeling. It's like I'm here right now, you know? So we got to talk about those moments more, because while it is a struggle, like those moments make all of that, like the struggle, like worth living.
Yeah, it's life. It means it's like that's why I'm here. I'm doing what I love. That is why I'm here. Like, when you have experienced those moments, like even the struggle that happens before, yeah, that's great struggle that comes with moving in passion, that comes with doing what you love, bro. Yeah. It just, there is great struggle that comes with it, you know, because your heart's in it. And when your heart is in your hands like that, you're very vulnerable. And the L's you take hit you in a personal way. They don't just hit you in a way where it's like, oh, my paycheck, fuck, that just cut into my paycheck. No, it's a different way that it hits you. But when the times that it works out, yes, the times that it works out, and the times where you move in your intuition and you're happy with your decision and you're excited about life, that's what makes living even fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's the reason why we're alive, right? We have to live with purpose. Like, so yeah. So on that note, this thing is gonna cut me off in a second. But
true. Okay.
You can leave the people with something. Leave your past you. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm dramatic.
Your past you.
I'm in a fucking movie.
Today.
Leave your past. No, I was gonna say, leave your past you with words of advice. What are your inspirational words of whatever to somebody right now that maybe is doubting themselves?
I would say nobody knows you like you, and you have to trust your gut. And sometimes, you know, the doubts of other people are going to make you think that your gut is saying something else, when in reality it's not. It's just clouding what's really in there. And I've had that because I've had people tell me I should be in a band, that I'm not a solo artist. I've had executives like walk out on my meetings and I was singing to them and made me cry leaving their office. I've had so much of that. I've had so many no's, and I'm here, and, you know, like, because I trusted myself. So that's the biggest thing I would say, is trust your gut and don't let anything cloud that, because that's where the realness is.
Facts. Sis, you're a real one. Thank you for doing this.
So are you. I love you. I love you so much.
I love you. I'm going to FaceTime you after this.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Love you. Thank you for having me.
Bye, babe.